apparently behavior has finally made some sort of response to what's been going on the past few days. Oh, it's a 7.5-minute video. Oh shoot.
Hey everybody, thank you for joining us here in our live streaming space. This is not a live stream, but we've recorded this for you rather than
I'm
throwing
gonna
another
give
big
my
wall
thoughts.
of text at you. We thought that would be better to see us face to face, and instead of spend our time
Volume's so
apologizing, actually spend
low.
our time talking about some actions we're going to take to make things better in the world of DBD. So we brought on our executive producer, Jose, and Jose, why don't we get into it?
Yes, thanks, Eric. Hey, everyone. So the way we are going to approach this conversation a little bit is we are going to essentially split it in 3 parts. We are going to discuss what we're going to do short term, mid term, and a little bit more long term in order to give you more visibility and more direct actions on how we plan to improve the situation.
Yes, so getting right into it, in the short term, we have been able to introduce an additional hotfix release, which we're calling Hotfix 3 very creatively. That'll come out in a couple more weeks, in the week of August 20th.
Okay, so normally they would only have like a couple hotfix or bug patches in this amount of time. They're going to postpone the PTB to early September. Okay, first of all, I cannot really remember a time where they have really postponed any chapter release. At least I can almost guarantee you they've never done this for essentially for the benefit of like trying to make the game better, like pushing something back so that they can at least appear to be focusing on the things that aren't just money makers.
That will address more of the issues and bugs that unfortunately were introduced with our July release and give us a little more extra time to polish things up. The fallout of that is we get to push back our PTB for our next chapter release a couple weeks as well. That will allow that team some extra time to do some extra polish on that chapter, which is shaping up really nicely. It's the one we spoke of at PAX. This is our folklore chapter. It's an original chapter. It's looking really cool. So that team gets a little extra time for polish as well. And then in the medium term.
So in the medium term, we are going to discuss a little bit about the November release specifically. So in November, we are planning to bring a pretty amazing licensed chapter as we presented in the annual roadmap. In order to bring that chapter to a really high level of quality and stability, but also to bring more focus on bug fixes and quality of life, we've made the decision to move the release of this licensed chapter content from November to January.
That's huge too. I mean, you're talking 2 months, especially through the holidays. So like something that I think they said this is supposed to be licensed, right? So not only, I mean, I don't know if the license holder that they're working with is gonna, have an issue, but I mean, this essentially like sets back their earnings potential, which I mean, if you know anything about companies and how that works, that can be pretty large impacting. You don't think they've postponed before? I think maybe the only thing that I can remember is them postponing from PTB to launch by like an extra week because there might have been like really large gameplay impacting bugs that they had to fix. But in terms of like postponing releases for chapters, updates, etc., because they want to give more time to make sure those releases go off spot, essentially to not be what the Walking Dead update was. No, I don't think they've ever done this. I literally don't. Didn't they postpone prior to the Blood Moon? I specifically, I don't know what it was. If they did, I don't know. But like I said, the only thing I can remember is like the only significant postponing or delays were like, oh, hey, we had a PTB. The killer's going to come out in 2 or 3 weeks. Oh, hey, it's going to be, 4 or 5 because we need to figure this stuff out. And a lot of that is, I've talked about this before, like some of that is because in order for them to release stuff now that there's crossplay, they have to have like patches done ahead of time, right? So like the way that I understand like PlayStation and Xbox work, or maybe one of the platforms is if you want to have an update that like changes and adds stuff to the game, you have to have it like approved and sent to like Microsoft or Sony, whatever, by a certain time period in order for it to get like updated, by like a Tuesday or whatever. So if they don't have something fixed or figured out, leading up to that point, well, it's like, okay, well, we're not going to meet that deadline, and we can't just release it, a couple days after, because we'll have to wait till like the next week. I believe that's kind of how these updates work, especially with like crossplay. So in recent years, yeah, like some updates, like some stuff has been postponed, but I literally do not think they have ever willingly just postponed a whole like chapter release or like PTB in general for like a new chapter for the sole purpose of them making sure it was better and that there were less bugs. Like this is a first. This is a first.
And to merge it with the mid-chapter release that we have in January. That doesn't mean we are not going to have a release in November, but that release in November is going to fully focus on bug fixing and quality of life, in addition to have the winter event.
That's right. So there'll be a focus on.
Okay. Now, it sucks that it's taken essentially like 9 years, but this is what people have been saying they need to do for the longest time. Literally, players have been talking about this for years. Hey, push back a chapter, skip a chapter. Instead of giving us 3 DLCs a year or 4 DLCs a year, like one every quarter or whatever, give us 3, give us 2. Like, we're fine not getting like a new chapter and instead the game just being updated to actually function better. But here's the thing, though. Are they just saying this because this is what players have been asking for years, and now it's kind of finally come to a head where it's like, okay, well, we have to do this for you guys.
Killer issues and bugs, which we know have been piling up, as well as some more improvements on camping, tunneling, and slugging.
Indeed.
Among other things.
They'll never revert
most
back.
of the things that you saw in the first quality of life video that we did are still there. You mentioned the slugging, the tunneling, the camping, very much there. There are a few things which will not be part of that November release that we are going to discuss a little bit as part of this phase 3.
Yep.
We could have
So
skipped
speaking
Skull
of phase
Merchant
3,
Knight
this is
and
a
How
bit
Master.
longer term,
Yes.
but not that
Yes.
far. We are looking at response to something I hear a lot in the community,
Here, I'll
which is
show you guys
behavior,
what this does.
slow down on the content and fix your game.
Guess what?
So I think we're going to
Quality of life focused March
so
release.
It's something which was not really visible when we did present that annual roadmap, where we saw and we could show that there was not going to be a killer in the March release. And that's a big deal. That's a big difference between killer are very resource heavy in order to make them at the quality level we want them
This will be
to
interesting.
And so not having a
Myers
killer
update?
free up an amount of resource and space, which is going to bring so much focus on, again, bug fixing, on gameplay issues, long-lasting gameplay issues, and on quality of life. So it's going to give us more
Who's much
bandwidth
better
than
at
ever
hosting?
in order to
Dork?
make this a large focus.
We do have really good progress already done, though, on an upcoming map for that chapter, right? So we're going to see about keeping that.
Yes, so right now the plan for this release is to have a survivor and a map. We are going to decide and challenge ourselves, if I may say, in terms of whether or not we are bringing a survivor. Survivor brings perks, and perks can be time-consuming in terms of finding the right balance. The map is progressing really well. It's going to be very exciting new realm that we think people are going to enjoy.
Wait, hold up. I need to rewind that.
Challenge ourselves, if I may say.
Progress already done, though, on an upcoming map for that chapter, right? So we're going to see about keeping that.
Yes, so right now the plan for this release is to have a survivor and a map. We are going to decide and challenge ourselves, if I may say, in terms of whether or not we are bringing a survivor. Survivor brings perks, and perks can be time-consuming in terms of finding the right balance.
I don't know if he means like in addition to a killer Kage, or I think maybe it's in addition to. Like, yeah, hey, we have a new chapter coming out. Obviously, it's going to be a killer, and we want to try and bring a map and a survivor. I don't know.
The map is progressing really well. It's going to be a very exciting new realm that we think people are going to enjoy a lot. So right now, our plan is to keep that map. It's important to always find the balance of still having something exciting and new to experience, and we think this map is going to be quite influential in that sense. But not having a killer and potentially not having a survivor is going to free up a lot of space.
Okay.
Fantastic. So we'll have a whole release focused on quality of life.
Oh, okay. So that's what they're saying over here for March, I think. Okay. Ah, I see. No, that kind of makes sense. So what they're saying, I'm hiding myself over here. So what they're saying, I think, for March of Phase 3 is they would like to bring a new map and maybe Survivor to the game. However, because perks do require a sense of focus and balancing, they are going to focus primarily on quality of life changes as the update. And there might not be a new Survivor, new perks. From what I heard, or what I kind of understood, maybe not a new map. It kind of goes, it'd be nice if we could get a new Survivor perks and a map, but our focus is going to be quality of life. And if we cannot, find a way to balance and include that Survivor, maybe the map will just do quality of life as a major, update. I guess that makes sense. Okay. No, that makes sense.
Before we wrap up, you mentioned a couple of minutes ago, there were some things that we've announced previously for the Quality of Life initiative that we want to update on.
Yes, so there are 3 topics that you can see on the asset, which are put
I'll answer you, Jonah.
potentially right now.
I'll
That's the
answer you,
plan
but I
in
want to
the
watch
March
this
release
first.
as well. So one is the MMR matchmaking rating revamp. So this one is quite important. Doing the matchmaking correctly is something which matters a lot for players to have a good experience. And we have done quite extensive user research discussion with our consultant and content creators, and we think we need more design iterations in order to be where we want to be. So releasing it before the end of the year, we will not have been confident with bringing a solution which is going to be something that our players love.
Procedure works.
Yeah, and I've actually heard it discussed internally as what we were working on was an MMR update. Yep. With the feedback we got on what we did for the MMR update, it's now really much more of a revamp.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I will not go into too much of the details right now. That will take a long time, but that's something which for us is very exciting because we think it's going to push the right type of behavior to be kind of rewarded, and that's something which is quite exciting for us. The 2 other topics are perk preview in the lobby. So that's also been a conversation as part of the first quality of life effort. We showcase, the perk preview for yourself in the lobby. But of course, one of the big conversations is, can I see the perks of the people I'm playing with as a survivor? Mm-hmm. And we will bring that in the game, in match, in the March release as well.
In match, but probably not in the lobby.
No, we will assess the reaction because there is a risk of toxicity which comes with this feature in terms of lobby dodging, etc. We want people to still being able to have fun and experiment with their perk setups and loadouts. So we will determine later, depending on the conversation which happen in match, to see if ultimately we will bring it in the lobby, but not planned for now.
Yep. And the final one being the prestige.
Prestige rewards. So that's something we want to do right. We want it to be exciting, but we want to find the right balance of what is exciting, but something which we can deliver not forever, something which works with all licenses that we have in the game. And so we think we have something really cool, but that will also come with that release.
Great. So this has been a very high level top-down view of what we
the question is any survivor that brings in self-care and no mither, are they even going to get to play a game, or are they just going to get dodged?
And over the next number of months, there's definitely going to be more that's involved. There's going to be more detail with each of our releases for sure. So stay tuned to our channels. Stay tuned to every patch note we put out there. We're going to be putting a lot more effort on our bugs, on visibility for you on what we're working on, and going to go from there. So thank you to the community. Thank you to Jose for joining us. Thank you to the community for keeping us accountable. We know it's not been the easiest couple weeks for you. We're right there with you, and we're going to get through it, and we've got a great plan to address a lot of this stuff. So hang in there with us, and we'll see you online.
Okay. Interesting. So, yeah, I guess in short, this is what their plans look like for, I guess kind of the upcoming remainder of the year, next year. Essentially they're pushing back nearly all content, new content, for the sake of cleaner releases, some fixes to the game, and hopefully some balancing changes. I think this was inevitable. My issue was with this is that this didn't come as like, hey, we've heard you guys and we're going to do this. I feel like this kind of came at a time where it's always going to feel like this is a forced decision that the community has made them make. But we'll see. Really, the only way you're going to tell whether or not their heart is in the right place with this and like they actually, are believe in this as like a correct decision is if they first of all stick to this and then they do it well. If they're able to commit to this and they don't go back on some of this and they actually delay some releases and some chapters for the sake of, balancing the game, and it works and it helps and a lot of major bugs are fixed and maybe stuff is coming out of the shop with a prettier package that's actually functional, then yeah, I guess it worked. But it's always gonna feel sad because it almost feels like this is a last ditch effort to gain faith and optimism with the broader of the community. I don't know. That's what it feels like to me. You spam my DMs and say I was live. That's okay. We're done anyways, so I'm gonna minimize this. I needed my easy YouTube video. Interesting. I want to look at a couple of the comments though. Anti-cheat changes. This is all talk and PR bullshit. I believe you. Yeah. Third person viewed all killers. Doesn't mean November TVA postpone procedure wars. Better be fucking amazing. I mean, I guess we'll see. Can't wait to see you make Killer even less fun to play. I think there's just such a disconnect with this community. They're so cooked. I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see.